Hello, this is Dylan Miller on Daily Dose of Dylan, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, wherever you may be and however you may be listening. This is Dylan Miller on Daily Dose of Dylan. Alright, so this show has now reached over 100 downloads. I'm at 123. Very proud of that. I've been at 99 downloads for a bit, so 123 downloads of 45 episodes. That's I think a very good pace to be on. So I hope we can keep this up. Alright. So today's podcast might be a little long, actually, which I hope it is, because my other podcasts have been clocking in around 30 minutes. Alright. So the Cardinals have been signing a lot of free agents. And many people might think that they're winning March. But sometimes you win in March and lose in September. Because you look at it and you're like, oh, we got this center, but did you get a receiver or a position you really need? And that's what makes or breaks your team's chances of winning a Super Bowl. And the Cardinals are a great team. They got 2 Hail Mary threats if AJ Green can stay healthy. DeAndre Hopkins, top 3 receiver. Kenyon Drake is not a terrible running back. He's pretty good, actually, since leaving Adam Gase. Kyler Murray's a top 15, top 10 quarterback. They got a good defensive line. Even though they lost Hassan Reddick, they still have a pretty good defense. So I'm excited to see what they do. Alright, so obviously, as you can guess, the top 4 odds for March Madness, for the odds to win March Madness bracket are out, and as you may guess, Gonzaga's 1, Baylor's 2, Illinois' 3, and Michigan's 4. And it's kind of weird, because I haven't been really following college basketball a lot this year. I don't know why, but I feel like last time, because I didn't do it last year either, I kind of skipped the whole, but I did it the first year. Like, I followed college basketball the year before that. And my insight was worse the year I watched more basketball than it was last year when I didn't watch basketball. And obviously, you like teams like the undefeated Gonzaga, Illinois, and Michigan. That's it, Illinois. I meant Illinois, obviously. Like Gonzaga, Illinois, and Michigan. But there's always a surprise and disappointments. I think Michigan is going to be a disappointment because they do have a lot of injuries, ailing. So this year is going to be crazy, and I say that every year. I say every year like it's going to be crazy. But this year, a lot of teams are out due to COVID, so it's going to be a lot different. So definitely going to be crazier. Indiana is kind of going to interrupt this March Madness bracket because they just fired Archie Miller. And there are a lot of options for the next one. You got like Nate Oates. He's a great head coach. Chris Beard from Wisconsin. Chris Beard at Texas Tech. That would be great. John Beilein's going to be out there. He coached the Cavs. Obviously, he didn't do a very good job. He's also a little old. But it's still a coveted job, So there will be a lot of names, but they're not going to get what they think they're going to get. Because they haven't done a lot in the last couple of years, so they're not as attractive as they look as they appear. Like at its surface, it looks like an attractive position, but when you really look at it, not so much. And Michigan is a great place to coach for a while, and it's really hard to reinvent your career. That's why there are certain coaches that are just college guys, you know? I hope Juwan Howard stays in Michigan. If you can keep those jobs, you should stay. You shouldn't try to switch up anything. If you're successful where you are, you should stay. Coach K is a college coach. Nick Saban is a college coach. I mean, I think he could have worked out in the NFL if they let him get Drew Brees, but we know he didn't. He went like 7-9. Like, Urban Meyer is a college guy, and the Jags are a college town, so I think he's a good fit there. But we also have to think about what Urban Meyer has had. The guy's a winner. He goes, winning follows. And this year, with the Jags, he might lose more games this year than he's lost in the last 5 years combined. John Calipari tried going to the Nets. It didn't work. He's a college guy. So, if Juwan Howard could keep that job in Michigan, go for it. But it's kind of crazy. So, apparently the Bears offered the Seahawks a lot. And they decided to say no. So they had 3 firsts and a third, and 2 starters of their choice from what I heard. But why did they take the meeting in the first place? Because I want to know, was there a counter option? Because why would you take a meeting in the first place if you weren't going to make a counter offer? And we know it's going to be tough for teams to trade for Russell Wilson, and it just got tougher because teams that were looking at Russell Wilson, I've heard the Jets were going after him, and like the Dolphins may pursue a trade. But they should be watching what just happened. Like, wow, they did not want that. I don't know what we're supposed to do them, you know. So it just got tougher. However, on Deshaun Watson's side of things, it just got easier. So he's been getting a lot of lawsuits against him. And the closer we get to the draft, the more teams are going to be interested in Plan B. You know, like, do we go for someone in the draft, or can we get a guy like Watson or Wilson in a trade? Like, if they can't get, if the Panthers can't get Deshaun Watson, they're going to just be like, okay, we'll take Justin Fields. He's from around here. He'll do fine here. But it's kind of if he gets suspended for these lawsuits, that changes everything. And it's shocking that he's getting all these lawsuits because Wilson and Watson, 2 confusing names right now. Watson has built up a lot of credibility over the years as a nice guy, but, everything can change in like a second, and that's what's happening with Watson right now. Alright, so pretty much the play of last night was John Morant's game winner. But about John Morant, I got a suggestion. Shoot less 3-pointers, because he's 23% from 3. And the Grizzlies are not going to make the playoffs. So, Grizzlies are not going to make the playoffs. He'll have more time in the offseason to develop that 3-point shot. So, as of now, in the regular season, focus on what you're good at, and you're a phenomenal slasher. I'm not taking that away from you. But everyone knows you can't win in this league without a 3-point shot. It's impossible. You can make the playoffs, but you're not going to win. If he, I mean, you don't need like Steph Curry level 3-point shot. like LeBron level, not that good, but it's good enough, good enough. But that's only if you're good at, driving and all that other stuff that LeBron's good at. And Ja is good at driving and all that other stuff. So if he just develops a three-point shot, he's good. He's kind of... Ja Morant's kind of a cross between Damian Lillard and Russell Westbrook. Right now he's more of a Russ because he can do a lot of things. He can play defense pretty well. He can drive, he can score, but he can't shoot very well. If he develops a three-point shot, he's Dame, he has that crazy athleticism. Actually, sorry, that goes with Russ. Russ has that crazy athleticism. That Ja has, so... But he can be Dame, who develops a three-point shot. And think about it. Ben Simmons is up to actually 37% from three this year, not on his career. He started off over 17. Last year he went 2 for 7, and this year he's 3 for 8. So this year is 37%. Last year he was 29%, and anything before that was 0. So on his career, he is 5 for 32. So career-wise, he's 15 to 16%. But it's going up, and his form has never been that bad. It's his confidence when shooting the rock. That's Jared Goff's problem in the NFL, but Simmons is getting a lot better at it. I'm trying to look at what players do well recently, just because I think a lot of analysts get too nitpicking with players Trae Young can't play defense, but he's good at offense, so he'll adjust that, all right? KD puts up mid-range jumpers a lot more than he puts up threes. We don't say anything about that. So I still like Simmons. I have a lot of belief in him. He's a phenomenal defender. A lot of people are saying he's Defensive Player of the Year. I personally think it's still Rudy Gobert. But I would not be shocked to see Ben Simmons take it home. Alright, so back to the Cardinals. They have really done well in free agency. They have 3 signings that are, but they have 3 signings that are over 30 years old. So the pressure is on Moore to win now because AJ Green, JJ Watt, Matt Prater, they're looking to win right now. They are, they're not going to be that patient, And they lost Redick, which is a little rough. And look at the other free agent city signings. The Chiefs have been pretty good. They got Kyle Long. He was an All-Pro lineman. I don't know what he has left in the tank, but he was an All-Pro lineman. That's what I know. So that's a pretty good signing. They signed Joe Thuney. He's a good lineman. The Pats went for it. I give them credit for that. I'm not sure what the Raiders are doing. Because they had arguably the best O-line in the league, and now they've lost all their starters. So, and I think lineman and receiver should be the top priorities of free agency. Kenny Galladay's still out there, but like I said,